Hey everyone, welcome to this week's Weekly Chat. Today we do a deep dive into the employers and the high-paying jobs that are coming to downtown Toronto. See you soon. Hey everyone, welcome to this week's Weekly Chat. Alex Wilson, team alexjwilson.com, and our Director of Operations, Kyle DeVigi. And this is a continuation, part 2, talking about all the office space that's being developed downtown. Now we're getting into the meat of it. Let's actually talk about the companies that are going into the properties. And why this is important is these are the companies that have the high-paying jobs that are going to be employing the individuals that are going to be renting or purchasing your investment properties. So Kyle, take it away. Why don't we talk about some of these employers?
Yeah, thanks, Alex. And I had a lot of fun researching this, and it was pretty amazing the quality and caliber of employers that are moving into all of these new office spaces.
And let's highlight on the word quality, and that's what you're going to see right here.
Yeah, absolutely. So starting with 25 Ontario Street, The Shift, the building is called. Think Research is moving into that. They're a leading digital healthcare platform provider, and they're going to be the anchor tenant. They're moving their entire headquarters, and they're going to occupy almost 90,000 square feet with their over 500 staff. And the CEO has even said the exponential growth that they've experienced has been made possible by being based in Toronto.
And you said the word headquarters, and that's what every city wants. They want the head office, the headquarters, and these are the type of companies that are coming in.
Yeah, and that's a great point. It's not just, the employers moving in. Mm-hmm. They're moving their headquarters the majority of the time to downtown Toronto. So Spadina in front, The Well, Shopify, a huge e-commerce company, is moving in. They're going to have a 15-year lease for 434,000 square feet. This means hundreds of well-paying jobs, developers, analysts, designers, product managers. And they said the best part is that their global impact can originate from North America's fastest growing tech center and most multicultural city in the world, Toronto.
Yep.
Index Exchange, a global advertising marketplace firm, is also going to be moving into this tower, and they're going to be taking about 200,000 square feet. And they said that although we've grown globally at a rapid pace over the last few years, our commitment to Toronto has never wavered. So they've seen the global marketplace, but they still want to be in Toronto. The next building is the Bay Adelaide Centre in the North Tower of that complex. It's going to be Scotiabank, obviously a huge bank, financial services company. They're taking over 400,000 square feet, which is over 50% of the building, for 15 years. So a major employer in Toronto already, but they're kind of doubling down on the downtown environment.
And also where Suits is filmed.
Yes. At 80 Atlantic Avenue, a cool new wood beam structure that's going to be built there. Universal Music is moving in. They're taking 40,000 square feet of this 100% leased building already, and they're moving in their staff of 150 people. And this is going to be a cool development because they're going to take the ground floor, and it's going to include recording facilities and a hub for artists as well.
Oh yeah, so that's so now we're our growing music scene, and we've actually, if you look at the musicians we've been pumping out, these, let's say, over the last 10 years, and maybe you'll make fun of the names I'm going to throw out there, but they're big players. Drake, Justin Bieber, The Weeknd, and Shawn Mendes is Canadian.
And it's funny that you've mentioned like those three. Aside from Justin Bieber, Drake, The Weeknd, and Shawn Mendes have all worked with Universal Music.
And then when you have the studio, you're now fostering that young talent and bringing that up.
Exactly, and that's even what they said is they want to transition from a music company to a music-focused media company as well. So the transformation, the innovation they really want as part of this new building. The next building is CIBC Square at 81 Bay Street. Obviously, CIBC, one of Canada's largest banks, is going to be the primary tenant. And they're going to be taking 1.75 million square feet, or 60% of the leasable space in that entire building. And this is interesting because they're consolidating approximately 15,000 staff from several of their other CIBC tenanted buildings in the GTA in Toronto.
And we'll bring that up there. When Universal Music, we mentioned that was at Vic Park, North York before. We have consolidation of CIBC office space downtown. It's those ones maybe not be a net increase in jobs, but it's now a concentration of the jobs into the core of the city again, which focuses on development wise of the downtown core.
Yep, absolutely. Boston Consulting Group, a large management consulting firm, they're going to be taking 85,000 square feet for its Canadian headquarters. And they're going to have about 300 employees there. And they've said that they're confident that this new space is going to encourage innovation and ways of teaming together and collaboration for their most valuable assets, their employees.
And managing consultants, big dollars.
Absolutely.
Big time dollars. Those are big time salaries for those employees. And those are employees that want to live very close to work because they have very difficult travel schedules and very... they work all the time, basically, if you know anyone that's a management consultant. So,
yeah, pretty crazy hours.
Yeah.
Another significant investment management company moving into this building is EGF Management Limited. They're going to be taking almost 100,000 square feet. And they said that knowing that this move represents significant change, they saw the location would meet the needs of our business and our employees both today and well into the future. And that seems to be a common trend about them as well. These companies thinking about the future and where the population centers and their customers are going to be. And then there's Microsoft. Everyone has heard about Microsoft, one of the largest software companies in the entire world. They're relocating their headquarters from Mississauga to be downtown Toronto. And they're investing $570 million into this new space.
Yeah, that is one there where you have a relocation plus a net gain because they're actually adding more tech employees because central downtown Toronto is a tech hub now in the world.
Microsoft's going to be adding about 500 full-time employees as well as about 500 internships by about 2022. And in the long term, they see that this new office is going to create around 60,000 jobs, including indirect jobs, as a result of that. The next building was 160 Front Street, and TD Bank is moving into this one. They're taking about 840,000 square feet over 33 floors, so a good chunk of that building. And they really focused on creating a free-range, open-concept campus experience to really reimagine the working experience for their colleagues. And this was a key part of their GTA real estate strategy to really transform the way that their employees worked. So again, that transformation theme. And the Ontario Teachers Pension Plan is also going to be moving into this building, and again, relocating their head office from North York to where, Alex?
Downtown Toronto.
Downtown Toronto. And they said that Toronto is a vibrant and international city, and the downtown core is a major hub of finance. And they are a major,
big
finance,
time.
Yeah, big time money.
It may sound, their name may sound boring on Ontario Teachers Pension Plan, and Kyle and I, we have a business background from Laurier, but the OTP co-op job was like one of the most coveted co-op jobs. And if you look around the world and do some research on the Ontario Teachers Pension Plan, they're one of the largest investors in infrastructure around the world. They buy airports, highways, pipelines, everything like that. They're a massive source of funding.
Yeah, my first co-op job was actually
you got the
pension
OTP.
plan.
Okay,
I got to do that, and it was amazing how many different investments they had globally, not just within Canada. And they said that they really felt that this was the right time to move closer to their partners and the pool of talent that they're going to need for the future. The next building was 16 York Street, and HSBC, another large financial services company, is going to occupy about 115,000 square feet over 6 floors. And this is really about bringing their GTA employees together in one single space.
And I have a story about 16 York. I have a client. Their National Bank is moving, taking office space in 16 York as well. And now he's specifically looking to buy a condo walking distance to his office as a what I call a crash pad in downtown Toronto. So he's located in a suburban area outside of the city-wise, but because of traffic is so bad, and if he wanted to stay a little late, whether it's a Raptors game or something like that, right now it's just not feasible for him. The night's too late. But if he's able to get a crash pad, he's able to have that property. If he's staying late in the city, he'll just stay there and be able to easily go to work in the morning. So that's what we're also seeing with these properties. The more executive level individuals, they're also buying properties. They may not be living in them, but they just want a piece that's close to their office so they can sleep at night and still have their larger home in a suburban area. And then what I eventually see is they'll end up relocating to the downtown core when they're ready to give up their home.
Then the next building is 100 Queens East at Sugar Wharf, and LCBO is going to be taking 200,000 square feet, and this is just replacing the head office that already existed on that site. But the Toronto Regional Board of Trade and its services arm, the World Trade Center Toronto, is going to be taking about 90,000 square feet there as well. At 130 Queens Quay East, the Daniels waterfront, Daniels, the developer of that building, is actually relocating their headquarters to this building. Core Architects, another big company, is taking about 20,000 square feet for their 85-person team. And they said that the playfulness of the waterfront combined with the creative, inspirational space within the development will really give them the work-play balance imperative to their firm's success. Also in this development is going to be House of Cool, a leading animation studio. And I really like this part. George Brown College and OCAD are also getting space in there, about 240,000 square feet for post-secondary educational space, which is really cool as well. So not just employers, moving down to the downtown core. At the Waterfront Innovation Center at 125 and 155 Queens Quay East, you have WPP, which is a multinational advertising and public relations company. They're moving 19 offices that they have scattered across Toronto under one single roof. And this is about 2,000 employees, and they're taking about 260,000 square feet. And they said that the Toronto co-location allows proximity for all of the group's people in a building that will be a state-of-the-art in terms of technological infrastructure. So very cool stuff. Then Sidewalk Labs has been in the news lately. Going to be a massive development. And if that gets built, it's going to be the site for the new Google Canada headquarters. And they're looking at creating 44,000 direct jobs as part of that development, and 93,000 total jobs, including all the spin-off and indirect ones. And they want to transform this area into a global hub for urban innovation. So very cool, very exciting. So then I went back a little bit and I saw what other employers have moved into this space. And there are going to be some names that you recognize. There was Apple. They moved downtown several years ago to 120 Bremner Boulevard. SAP opened a new Canadian headquarters in 2018 on Bay Street. Tim Hortons moved their headquarters from Oakville downtown to King Street. Postmedia Network moved from Don Mills to 365 Bloor Street East a couple years ago. Coca-Cola moved from East York to downtown Toronto. Deloitte consolidated 7 offices they had across the GTA to Yonge and Adelaide. Then there's been Visa, PwC, Tensing, Colliers, Cushman & Wakefield. They've all opened new downtown Toronto offices in the last couple of years. So very big companies. And then I came across an article and I got really excited. It said that the UN headquarters made an announcement that there was going to be a $6.2 billion relocation to a waterfront site on the Portlands. So I was excited. I'm like, this is so cool. Then I realized the date of the article.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say, I'm like that was the April Fool's Day.
It was April 1st. Yeah. It was a joke. That's not happening, unfortunately, but I got excited. But there was an announcement that just did come out about the Hudson Yards development. Now, do you know anything about the site?
Well, the Hudson Yards development's in New York, but the builders of that, they're the ones that are looking to do a similar type of build in Toronto. Do you want to talk about it, or do you want me to talk about it?
I can definitely talk about it.
You go.
Yeah, Oxford Properties, they just announced that they're going to be building a $3.5 billion mixed-use complex. This is just going to be north of the Toronto Rogers Centre and the CN Tower. It's going to be 4.3 million square feet over 4 acres. So a huge site downtown. And they're going to have 2 office towers as well. Large towers, 58 and 48 stories. And this project is really a big bet on the increasing demand for offices for the city's booming technology and financial services industry. And really the shift to downtown from the suburbs. It's really reinforcing that.
And the Oxford Properties, the Hudson Yards development is happening in New York City. It's one of the largest developments in North America. And what they did is, it was the Hudson Yards, which were rail yards, and they literally built a whole neighborhood above the yard. So using the rail deck construction. So they're looking at doing the same thing here in Toronto. So what this would be, when you look at development, you have the office towers, 800 residential units, residential rentals going in there, and then there'd be public rail deck park space. So a couple of years ago, John Tory said that he wanted to do rail deck park. Well, we're actually starting to get rail deck park, and this Oxford Properties are specialize in the rail deck park developments. They did it all in Hudson Yards, and they did it over top things. So really exciting to see that, see some forward momentum on that.
Yeah, very exciting. So over and over, we're seeing a trend that's happening time and time again. You have this diverse group of companies, construction, real estate, finance, professional and technology services, IT, and even a little bit of manufacturing, which is disproportionately concentrating in the downtown Toronto core. And the reasons for this, I think, are really, number one, they're consolidating their operations. They have a ton of different buildings, and they're finding that their employees need to work together. They also want to be better able to serve their customers and clients, and they want to be close to them, and that means being downtown. A huge trend that kept coming up was really collaboration, and especially around technology and technology partners, where these companies wanted more accessibility to universities and innovative new tech startups and different incubators that are throughout the city as well. And creativity and growth are really going to be the driving factors for many of these companies.
And really everyone being in close proximity to each other allows for that collaboration. And then it also extends to the individual's living aspect as well. So if I lived in a area that was far away from this collaborative area, I'm going to be missing out on a lot of opportunities. So it's in my best interest to live close to this hub and this collaboration area, because it's going to help further my career, because I can participate in more extracurricular events, have later meetings, be well rested, and all that kind of stuff. So that's where, okay, these high-paying jobs are down here. Now I want to live close to the high-paying jobs, because it's going to be mutual beneficial for the company and myself to live close to these jobs, and then everyone advances together. So that question, why we did all this, where we get the objections from people going like, well, who's going to pay these rents? These are the people paying the rents, and the reason they're paying these rents is because they want to be close to work and they want to be part of the collaboration process, and it just allows a maximization and efficiency of their time to be close to work, and it also works out for the company.
Absolutely. And Alex, that leads really well into the number one reason all of these employers gave to moving downtown, and that was what they want to attract: highly qualified, highly educated, top talent. Yeah. Over and over again, that's what they said.
And we look at it. We're both from Northern Ontario. We both went to Laurier, and we both ended up in Toronto. There was really no question about where in Canada we were going to end up. We were always going to end up in Toronto-wise. And we have other friends that have even left Canada, for opportunities then in the States-wise. But when you're in Canada, really your opportunity, your top level opportunity is going to be in the Toronto area. And if you're in the Toronto area now, where you're going to want to live to be close to these opportunities is in the downtown core. And when you make the investment in the residential aspect, which is close to work, you're making a bet on yourself. And yeah, the companies are making a bet on them, and you make a bet on the companies, and you're going to win in the long run. And then what we're going to do is we're going to make a bet on the companies and on you, and we're going to buy the properties, and we're going to collect the rent that you're paying, and it's going to pay off in our investment wise. So we got population, we have jobs, so we're going to own the roofs over those people's heads. Is that a good way to end it up?
I think so.
Okay, great. Well, if you guys are interested in investing, reach out to us. Contact alexjwilson.com, or you can speak with Kyle at remaxwealthbuilders.com, and we can set up a consultation so that you can buy one of those roofs over those high-paying employees, their jobs, and they can pay rent to you, and then you can make passive income while they're working on their active income.